This is the podcast, not an interview. This is a conversation. No gimmicks, just reasons. 84 reasons. Come holler at me. What up, everybody? I am being true. This is 84 Reasons. No games, no gimmicks, just reasons. And look, I'm going about my day in a way to where I want to be able to get as many track athletes as I can. But see, there are track athletes, and then there is my next guest. You're gonna understand why. I mean, let's see. I'm trying to go through a 600 meter, 800 meter, 1500 meter, the mile, which I thought the 1600 meter, the 3000 meter, the 3200 meter. Listen, if it's long distance, she does it. The great. The myth, Miss Gabrielle Wilkinson. What's going on with that, Gabrielle?
I'm doing well. Thank you for that introduction.
Now, Gabrielle, I finally get to clear this up. People hear track and they hear cross country, and while the two are intertwined, they don't really mix because cross country, y'all the ones we seeing just running around Gainesville. We way out there by the airport. Y'all out there running, looking at your clock, trying to get a time. How does one even prepare to be a cross country runner?
It's tough. It takes a lot of mental toughness, but it definitely is fun, to train with your teammates and stuff. And for me, because I'm a middle distance runner, I kind of use that season to prepare for indoor and outdoor season to, get that endurance base to get strong. But it's definitely a lot of mental toughness, I'll say. But overall, it's worth it.
Now, Gabrielle, we always hear about, y'all have to do certain things to stay in shape. I know y'all have to practice. I get that part, but how is a practice regimen for a middle distance runner? Because you say middle distance, I went through it. You're running 600, you're running 800, 1500 mile. I'm seeing times like, your PR in the 6K. Good Lord, 6K. I want to put 6K in the bank. I definitely can't run those 6 miles. 20 minutes, 55.6 seconds. Because obviously when I see the 6K, it's a lot of y'all out there. Is it about time as well as where you place, or how do you go about your strategy with that?
Yeah, definitely time and place. Coach always tries to tell us to stay in a group, try to get the top 6 up in the front. But yeah, definitely about position and, just going as fast as you can.
Now, Gabrielle, you get to be coached by the great Mike Holloway, a.k.a. Mouse, a guy that when I was in Florida eons ago, he was an assistant. But you can see how, well he understands each track runner. The one thing I get from everybody I interview about Mouse is he goes, look, he knows how every single athlete ticks, like every last one of us. What he says to you, Gabrielle, is different what he say for, Fambule, what he'll say. Talk about your relationship with him and how, I don't know what he says. Listen, I don't know what a person says to a person get ready to run 6 miles. What, I see you in 20 minutes? Or I don't even know. But talk about the relationship you have with Coach Holloway and how he helps get the best out of you no matter what event you're doing that day.
Yeah, Coach Holloway is the best. One of the reasons why I just felt so welcome because he's just such a father figure, to his babies. We're his precious babies. And so, as he's a coach, he's also someone we can go talk to. His doors always open. So that's one thing I love about him, just really down to earth. But, come practice time, he's ready to go. And so he definitely knows, what kind of helps me to, get ready for races. He's always telling me, look, you already trained for this. Go out there, have faith. I'm in the 800 or the 1500. He's like, look, this is what you practice for. So just go out there and be Gabby. So
you do the 8. That's what I'm saying. You do the 800, then you got to come up with the 1500, then you got to do the distance medley relay. Like, what is your mindset on the track there? I mean, everybody else walk around keying like, Gabby, man, leave me alone, man. I got a lot on my mind. I got a lot because I get it. Do they still do first call for this, a second call for that, a final call for that? But then you're seeing that you just did the 800, did that first call for the 1500. You got to get right back up. Have you always been that type of athlete the way you said, look, I do as many events as I can, and like you said, with your regiment, is there an event that you like more than others? Or do you say, look, put whichever one I'm in, but I'm trying to give it all I got?
Yes, I both love 815. I tell people they're my babies. I think further along in my career, God willing, I would love to focus more on the 15. I just think there's more room for improvement, but I also love the 8. But I guess growing up, I did a lot of AAU track, club track. And so, I was always entered in like 3 events, the 4x4, 800, 4x8. And so I think just kind of like, I was kind of used to it. And, I was able to handle it. But come college, it was definitely harder. Definitely humbling experiences for sure. But like I said, the coaches prepare us for that.
Now, Gab, before we came on, you said, yeah, I'm from PA. I'm from Philly, though. I'm from Philly and PA. Kyle Pitts, the freakish tight ends. What's up with y'all Philly athletes, man? I mean, y'all, listen, from Philly, we coming down south. We got to show y'all we do more than just play basketball in Philly.
Yep, I say PA all day. So we got a lot of talent. But yeah, PA we don't play. But so yeah, definitely, a lot of great athletes came out of there for sure. A few of my idols that I look up to, and so just kind of, continue that legacy.
How does growing up, a Philly girl, how does that prepare you for coming down south? Because people hear the South, right? People hear the South. You growing up, you watching movies about it. Oh man, is it really that hot? Do they really got that many mosquitoes? Is the humidity really that? And then you go from Philly, a city, take nothing away from Gainesville, love Gainesville, but that's a city, and y'all get all 4 seasons. When it's cold, we getting snow, we getting black ice. For those who don't know, you got to live in the north. Black ice is dead serious. To come to a place to where it might get cold, maybe a month and a half. And when I say cold, I mean 60, 55 maybe. How was that big, that culture shock? I would say going from Philly down to Gainesville.
Yeah, it was definitely a shock. I was definitely homesick the first couple of years. I missed my family. I think just also, you're an adult. You're kind of on your own. So how to defend for yourself. But what I loved is that this team was just very welcoming, and the teammates were just very helpful and kind of helped me show me the ropes and just like the resources. But it was hot. It was definitely hot. So getting used to the humidity as well was definitely a change. But at the end of the day, like I love warm weather. I love palm trees. I love the beach. And so that's why part of me, like, Florida's the best option.
Talking with the great Gabrielle Wilkinson. I mean, does all things. I mean, you're talking about 600, 800, 1,500, 1,600 a mile. Basically, this is what Gabby does. The people talk about, you got people that run, I want to say to keep in shape. And then you got Gabby and friends that say, listen, man, move out the way, man. If I run a mile, I'm just getting warmed up. Like that endurance level it takes to do that. Because even the most in shape people, they can't run for miles and miles and miles. They just can't do it. And you talk about the heat. How much better is the heat and humidity from where you run at help you when you go, look, this stuff is rough. And I know, does it help you in your training? Does it help you in your mental capacity when you get out there and saying, look, yes, I am hot, but it prepares me for when I get out there in such a elite class of runners. It helps me, push harder when I get closer, I guess, to the finish line.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing, Coach Linsky and Coach Holloway, hey, we train this heat every day, so no matter what rain or shine, like we're prepared for it. Our bodies, mentally we're prepared for it. So I think that helps us to give an advantage, as well as, hydrating, as well. But yeah.
All right, Gabby, man, we got you on here. 84 Reasons. I am being true. That is Gabby Wilkinson. Yeah, that's the one to be running by you. She don't go to regular gyms because she don't want to embarrass y'all. Well, she gonna go on the treadmill. No, get out there in life and run. But 84 Reasons is about making sure people get a chance to know you. Obviously, we know the athlete, the supreme athlete. But what do you do to get? Because track is your life, whether you want it to be or not, because of how much you do it. If Gabby Wilkinson wants to get away, you mentioned the palm trees, you mentioned the beach. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? If I don't know if y'all get days off, sorry, Coach Holloway. I'm just if you do get a day off, what are you doing?
It depends. I love taking walks and hanging out with my friends. I've been doing a lot more reading. Actually, I'm in a book club with 2 of my homegirls. And so I find that just very relaxing, but definitely just taking time to just be still. Also, there's a event called Big Monday where athletes go to talk about like faith in sports. And so for me, big thing is community. And like I said, it could be alone being here. So just having that community to fall back on is just really helpful for me. So yeah.
Now, since your time in Florida, I mean, a lot has happened. I mean, you talk about the pandemic, Nobody's on campus, which is I can't even imagine not having anybody there to where all y'all really had. I don't even know if they let y'all leave campus or how they did it. Y'all only had each other. And you talk about homesickness and being homesick, and how did you deal with that? Because people hear about, man, I'm in college, I'm enjoying it, no one's here. No one can be here. Everything is virtual. I'm so sick of Zoom. I'm so sick of all these, seeing my classmates and teammates. How did you deal with that?
Yeah, when we first heard about, COVID and, coach, all right, everyone go home, and just being home for 6 months was definitely life changing. I think that was probably one of like my lowest points, but during that time, I was able to just kind of build on my faith, and, that's something that's very important to me. And so just holding on to that, and then, coming back on the track. Before that, I was hurt. And so I just felt like that time home allowed me to rest both physically and mentally. And, 2021 was one of my best years yet. But it definitely was tough, not being able to socialize. But, I'm thankful for the technology that we had. So we were able to like still do work and to communicate. But it definitely was an adjustment. But I'm just thankful that, I'm still standing here today, with my health. But yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about the pressure of just being a Division I athlete, a lot comes with a lot of visibility, great competition, not just the people you run against, the people you run with every single day. How do you deal with it? Because the main thing I get now, mental health is something that is not stigmatized. People don't point fingers at people anymore when they say, hey, man, I need a day, or coach, man, I ain't got it today. Talk about the focus of mental health now, and people like really coming together, not shaming people about it, because while I think we all deal with it, some of us actually are more vocal about saying, look, if you guys need help with this type of stuff, let's like you say, you talk about the Mondays, just let's have a group to where we can just help each other out. Because unfortunately, not to say it can't, but mostly D1 athletes understand D1 athletes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always had this saying, track is 90% mental, 10% physical. And so when, we have a lot going on here, it can definitely affect performance. And so, I think for me, like I said, reaching out to people, being involved in those communities, talking things out with whether it's my sister, my mom, my dad, or like my friends, or even my coaches. But just, for me, just being able to just be there for my teammates, that's something that's important for me, because, that's something that I went through. And so just being able to just give back and to help others, but just let them know that, you're not alone, yeah, it's going to get tough, for me, last year I didn't have, the season that I hoped for or visioned for, but that's okay, because there's still more to come. And so just continue to send that encouragement back and hope.
The lovely voice you're listening to is Gabrielle Wilkinson. He does it all on the track. If anything past 400, she's doing it. The distance, or the distance medley, relay. And how is that, by the way? Like, listen, people hear relays, 4x1, got it. 4x4, got it. Distance medley, I don't mess with that. How? And you usually the first leg on there. How was it setting the tone for everybody else? Saying, look, I don't know what they say. Hey, Gabby, listen, go out there and get us right, because I always thought that the toughest leg in the relay was the fourth leg. People, dude, it's always the first, because that sets the tone. Either we got to lead, or we know where we stand at. Talk about being the first leg on a distance medley relay, and hey, man, that gun's setting you free.
Yeah, I mean, it's so nerve-wracking, honestly. But coach is like, here, come here, give us a lead. I'm like, okay. So I said, okay, I'm gonna give my teammates a lead, and so that's just like my motivation to put us out there, give us a good lead. But the best part is that I'm done. I'm the first one done, so I get to like cheer on my teammates. But it is nerve-wracking. But for me, like, I just want to give my teammates, the best opportunity that I can do. So.
Yeah, but you are a University of Florida athlete. Doesn't matter what sport. Obviously, you're a track superstar. What is that like in 2022? When I got to college in 2000, no YouTube, no social media. We had the internet, but now so much more visible. Like, it seems like everything y'all do. Y'all got camera people on the track staff, but somebody go, I saw you run here, or I saw you run there. You like, excuse me, how did you see that? Talk about the visibility and the pressures that come with that, because now people forget the fact, hey, Yes, I'm Gabrielle Wilkinson, the track athlete, but I'm Gabby first. I'm Gabby second. And sometimes people can't separate the two. You like, look, I chose the University of Florida, and it's one of the best decisions hopefully I'll ever make in my life. But sometimes people can't separate the athlete from the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like for me that was definitely something that I was aware too. But over the years, I learned that I'm more than just an athlete, and just recognizing my truth and what I bring to the table, and that yeah, I'm a runner and I do this and that, but there's more to my story. And so there's a lot, the pressure and the comparison, this and that, but I think it all comes down to knowing your worth and your value, what truth you bring, and that that I was made for more, that God made me for more, and so His love is enough. But I think with the visibility, it's really nice. I have family all over the country. Both my parents are from the Caribbean, and so for them to be able to watch me and to have my cousins in England say, "Oh, I watched your race," so just like the continued support all over the world means a lot. So I'm definitely grateful for that visibility.
Wow, so your parents are from the Caribbean, which means, what they be doing the festivals over there, right? They be doing the festivals over there and different things. But
Carnival, yeah.
Yeah, Carnival. I'm sorry. I apologize. Listen, I apologize for my Caribbean. I meant festival. I did not mean. But Carnival. I'm sorry. But talk about that though. Like, look, I'm a runner, and I never knew the stretch or the brand that Florida was. Florida is one of the biggest brands in period. You can pass sport. And you saying now, man, my family in the Caribbean, my family in England, my family in PA. Talk about the fact that they get a chance to see you, because when you got family everywhere, you say to yourself, look, I'm probably not, unless I'm running out there with you guys, or I would love to guys, but now they get a chance to see you run, and it's got to make them feel good knowing I told y'all that's my cousin. I can't run like her, but she comes from the bloodline.
Yeah, it really is nice. And just, one thing about Florida, like, it's just a great school, academically, athletically. And so just really blessing just to be part of that, to wear that Gator on my shirt when I'm competing. So just really grateful for that. And like I said, for like my family to be part of that process. My family is one of my biggest supporters. They're always there at every meet, repping the Gator shirt. And so just to have that support just means the world to me. And like, that's one of the reasons why I do it for them,
Now, Gabby, you from Philly, all right? I gotta ask now. You from Philly? You know what I'm gonna ask when it comes to these cheese steaks. Now, is it real cheese or the cheese whiz? Because I know you got different parts of Philly. Like, if your teammates in Philly, you the tour guide, you take them straight, because we hear everybody can make a Philly cheesesteak, and everybody out here from Philly go, bro, there ain't no cheesesteak, bro. What do you mean, man? The bag ain't greasy on the bottom, man. That's manufactured. So, all right, Gabby, we in Philly. Where we going to get our Philly cheese from?
Jim's cheesesteak. That is my favorite. In South Philly.
So that's the thing too. As far as Philly, what you got? What you got? South Philly, North Philly. So you a South Philly girl?
No, I'm outskirts of West Philly. But yeah, South Philly has a lot of good food.
So I don't know, but I mean, like Meek Mill, obviously everybody, Meek Mill from Philly, Will Smith from Philly, Kevin Hart from Philly. I know in the state of Florida, they love where they from. Man, I'm from Dade County, man, I'm from Broward. But Philadelphians, y'all are dead serious. I'm from Philly. What do you mean? Like, bro, I ain't talk about that love for your city, man. How much love your city show you?
Yeah, a lot of love for sure. Just really I don't know, I guess down to earth. I love my communities, and I'm thinking about like going back to my club days and running all the little meets that they had. We have the big Fairmount Park for Independence Day, and just that being packed. I think the biggest like concert that I was in was when we won the Super Bowl from the Eagles, and
oh my God,
I have never seen that many people in my life before. Like, it was just crazy, but just this being part of that celebration with everyone was really just a moment. But yeah, I love my city.
And Gabby, now we sitting here, 84 Reasons through Gators Collective. We appreciate Eddie and Jen and Ryan, giving us an opportunity to come here and chat. But We talked about the visibility aspect. Now you can go back to Philly and say, hey, Gators Collective, hey, Eddie, I want to do something in my city. Meaning, yes, people see me go off and say, hey, Gabby, man, congratulations, going to Florida. But you get to come back and say, I want to bring something to the city that I can make a tradition. Because no matter what, man, wherever you go, like you said, Philly all day, PA all day. Have you ever thought about doing something in your city to say, look, I want to be more, like you said, I'm more than an athlete. So this is a chance for me to show the current athletes, young ladies even in particular, there is nothing wrong with people, seeing you and seeing an athlete, as long as that's not all they see. But you have to control the second part, because all they've known of you, All-American this, winning races that, and now you get to come back and say, no, this is Gabby, the person saying, I want to bring something to my city. And hey, man, if they want to have a national Gabrielle Wilkinson Day, hey, I'm all for that too.
Yes, for sure. So some of my passions are just health, wellness, and fitness. And so I hope to pursue a career down that road, if it's sports medicine position or what, but I want to be able to help younger athletes and to have running or training clinics or camps to kind of help athletes, learn about the importance of like nutrition and fitness, and especially just right now in our today's like society, healthcare not always being so affordable, and to just be able to have that access and to be able to like provide resources and help education needs to those who don't have it. And so for me, it's providing that to children. And so I would love to, have training clinics just to help those, to run. And, for me, kind of like part of my why is, you don't see that many Black young girls running the distance. And so I want to encourage them, like, hey, don't be afraid of distance, but, take part in it, because it's a lot of fun. And it's a lot of, opportunities, and just to never give up, as I, got a scholarship, you can as well. And so just really just to encourage those.
The first annual Gabrielle Wilkinson Health and Wellness Clinic being held in Philadelphia, PA on set date, set time. And notice I said first annual, which means year after year after year. But you just said something. You said know your why and don't be afraid of the distance. That, to me, that goes farther than just the track. Because you're saying, look, it's not too many Black girls that run distance. So once again, I'm standing out again. I'm standing out, one, because I'm a young Black lady in Division I sports. I run track. Then I'm out there in distance. Has that always been another factor for you saying, look, listen, this is who I am. This is how I look. I love who I am. I love how I look. But I want to make it so that, I know Serena Williams is about to go through her last, U.S. Open, but she's trying to make me, or how she looks, the norm. And like you said, you a catalyst for that. How much of your why, every time I step on that track, I know I'm doing it for more than Gabby, because there's a young girl that looks like me that says, man, can I make you? Like, yeah, you can. And like I said, the first annual, Gabrielle Wilkinson Health and Wellness Clinic being held in Philly, you get a chance to talk to them about wellness, but you also get to help shape their mentality as well.
Yes. And so, yeah, that's definitely part of my why, to just to share that with others, and for me, health is important. And so, taking care of yourself, also doing something fun. And for me, that's track. And I felt that, from my experiences on and off the track, that I can be able just to, help other young athletes, how to kind of deal with that. And like I said, how to get healthy, how to prevent injuries, and also just, to embrace the distance, yeah, sprinting is fun, not to take away from sprinters, but, distance is fun too. And so putting distance back up on the map.
And when you say that too, right? Because I'm pretty sure, the guys and the girls, y'all out there training together, people hear track, they hear the sprint events. But now, distance, like you mentioned, I do the 600, I do the 800, but I also do the mile. I also do the 6K. Is there any trash talkers on the because you got the really, really fast girls and fast guys saying, oh, Gabby, I could. You're like, yeah, but yet I never see you out there. I know you could do it, yet I don't never see you out there. Talk about that camaraderie you guys have, because trash talking in sports is natural. It's a surefire way to know, hey, man, we love each other right here, man. It's all healthy fun, but you also let them know, well, if I do 800s and I do 600, that means those are pretty quick events. Those fans are quick. But yet when they say all call for the first call for the mile, yeah, y'all sit back in y'all chairs. Y'all don't want no part of this distance.
Yeah, definitely some talk going on at practice. But you know, sprinting distance, no matter what, it's all hard work. It's all hard work. And so, one thing I love about this team is that we're always going to be out there supporting each other, whether it's through the 5K, through the 100, 4x4, no matter what, we're always going to be the loudest cheers out there. But so, yeah.
And Gabby, I always want to know this. You do the 6K or you do a mile, right? It's all about that. It's all about the kick. It's all about that last lap. When do you decide to even? I said, when do I start my kick? Do I start at the 300? Do I start at the 250? Because I don't. This thing about y'all. Y'all already running really, really fast for 3 miles or three laps or 4 laps. Then they get that bell, ding, 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 and y'all turn into some different kind of animals out there. Because I'm like, where do y'all get this energy at the end? Y'all the only people run and y'all get through the finish line. I would think if I'm running that fast for that long, I'm gonna get through the finish line. I'm gonna fall. I'm out. I'm done. Y'all get to the finish line. Y'all looking at y'all. Some of y'all got watches on, looking at how many beats per minute was I going around the track in the third. Like, when do you decide? Is it momentum? Do you let the race decide? When do you decide? So I'm gonna start kicking right here.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I think sometimes it's a natural instinct. Like you get this feeling, all right, go. But you always want to say something for like that last 70, 50 part. One thing that coaches like influence in practice is like building up. So like coming off that last 150, you want to come off hot and then kind of building into that last straightaway. And that last 50 minutes, you just give it all you got. And so, each race is different, honestly. Like every time I run 800 is different. And so that's like the beauty. That's why I love it so much in the 1500. But you always want to say something for that last 100. I feel like for me, like I love kicking. Like that's one of my like go-to, just coming in hot. But yeah, I think it depends. And I feel like all runners just have this natural instinct, like go. And even like my guiding angels, like my grandmother, she used to run. And so I feel like she always just kind of gives me this go, Gabby. But yeah.
The voice you listening to right now is Gabrielle Wilkinson. As you can see, getting inspiration from my grandma. Go, Gabby. She about to start these health and wellness clinics. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there right now. So if you're in Philly, another tradition. I know it's about Philly. I know it's about the Philly Six. I know it's about the different carnivals, different things going on. I know it's about Meek Millie and the dirt biking and all this other type of different. I know it's about the sports teams. Gabby Wilkinson about to bring health and wellness to the city. If not her, I think Kevin Hart used to do a lot of stuff with health and wellness, and I know that's before he's super duper star now. But I definitely know if you're doing something, he seems to support people from his city. I don't see it being far fetched. I'm saying you're definitely taller than him. I've met Kevin Hart, he's the tallest guy in the world. But before I let you out of here, Gabby, you talk about your family, you talk about your grandma, your parents. You talked about not having the season that you wanted, dealing with injury, dealing with COVID. What are you most proud of at your time in Florida, even though you still got some time left?
Yeah, this year was just amazing. Being part of national teams, SEC championship, NCAA championship, like that was a goal of mine. So really just grateful to be part of that. But I feel like throughout, like there's no such thing as adversity. And as an athlete, you're going to go through adversity. And I felt like, every setback, every injury that, I experienced kind of helped me have stronger character and help me develop as a runner and to just take ownership of my own health and, to take care of my needs and to find my voice, to speak out, but just knowing that, everyone has their time, everyone has their story. And so, when a race doesn't go that way, not giving up, but just using it as motivation, determination, okay, I'm going to go get it this year. And so this year, my goal is just, go out there, be the fearless Gabby, have fun. And yeah.
I know Gabby is being real modest. I know y'all saying for her to go out there. Let me, because I wanted to wait to the end to do this. Just for y'all, she's very, very accomplished. I mean, 2022 outdoor first team All-American in the 800. 2021, outdoor first team All-American in the 800. 2021, indoor first team All-American in the 800. 2021, first team All-American, in the distance medley relay. 2019 outdoor All-American second team. 2022 SEC outdoors. 2021 All SEC outdoors first team, second team in the bronze medal in the 800. Then you talk about the 2021 All SEC, 2021 All SEC indoor second team. You talk about being on the national team. I mean, your awards just go and go and go. Academic honor roll with the SECs. Gabby,
Yes.
Gabby, this is why I do this. Being a former Gator myself, I always wanted to be able to have. I said, how can I have, some type of connection with today's athlete? And when I ventured to do this thing called 84 Reasons, I wore them 84 when I was at Florida. I wanted to be able to say, you guys get to give your reason as to why I am who I am while I'm becoming who I'm becoming. I believe we are both two people, who we are and who we are becoming. The becoming process is a never-ending process. But you mentioned my why. You mentioned being more than an athlete. But you also said, man, I'm PA all day. Don't get it twisted, Ben. I know I rep them orange and blue, down there, but I represent Philly. Gabby, never ever stop being you, because there's something about you that somebody else needs. And whenever y'all lives intertwine, just make sure you give them all you got. I'm looking forward to your health and wellness clinics. I'm looking forward to seeing you do, go on to do greater things. And like I said, if I see you drive, if I'm in games, when I see y'all running, I'll slow down to about like 10 miles, I think 15 miles an hour. I say, Gabby, good job. And I'm gonna just keep going, because I can't get out there with you. But listen, I appreciate you taking the time today. I appreciate you being patient. I am being true. She is Gabby Wilkinson. Go Gabby, and we out of here.